a guy by the name of Nate Bob who made some news a couple days ago because he had a sports lending library that he set up himself. It's a great idea, and he got ripped off. And so we wanted to have him in studio, and he could tell us a little bit about it and how people can reach out and donate stuff to help refill it. Nate, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell me first how you got this sports lending library started. Like, how'd you come up with this idea? I've never heard of this before, but it's a perfect idea.
It's just started out originally as my youngest out playing in the streets, and we got a big basketball hoop out there and started getting a bunch of the kids in the neighborhood started congregating in our area. And then they'd want to go on bike rides, and some of the kids didn't have bikes, and we got some some old bikes that needed to be fixed up. We fixed them and gave the kids some bikes, and then there'd be, we started leaving the basketball out there for the hoop and leaving a football out there for them to play with, and so they didn't have to come and knock on my door every day and ask. It's more is where that started came from. And then I was like, there's right across the street, a couple houses down, it's a book library, one of those little free libraries.
Set those up
everywhere, And I'm like, why don't we have some, sports equipment out there?
Perfect.
And start putting some stuff out there. And so it's been brainstorming this idea for a couple months, and then got a little cart to put some stuff on out there and put some signs up, and just me and the boy fixed some bikes up and put them out there. And
how old's your son?
9.
Okay, he's 9, so it's perfect age for something like this. And you actually have a auto shop, is that right?
Yeah.
What's the name of your auto shop?
Nate Bob's Auto Repair.
Nate Bob's Auto Repair, and you're in Tacoma.
Nate Bob's Garage. Yeah.
So
Nate Bob's Garage. Yeah.
Nate Bob's Garage. So you have actually a background. You know how to fix these things up.
Yeah.
So are you taking like old bikes that maybe were in disrepair, people wouldn't necessarily use them, and making them usable for these kids?
Yeah. Lubing up all the chains and the cables again and getting everything working.
Safe, tight, and safe.
Patching tires. Then the South End Neighborhood Council, they're doing a program next to us with a new mural they put on the back of Safeway next to my house. And she had a bunch of helmets, so they donated a big bag of helmets. And so I made sure every bike had a helmet attached to it.
Smart.
So
The thieves that came in and took this stuff, did they take everything? Or just the bikes?
They took all. It was. And it was scrap metal, guys, and that's the worst part. Is that all this stuff, this work we did, it all went to scrap metal. And
somebody came in. Was it late at night? Tell us about
it. It was 2:00 in the morning. I saw on my cameras. It's all on camera, and so I know it was leaving in the morning, and I looked over and I was like, "Whoa, it's empty over there." I had a bunch of bikes and rollerblades and big. Volleyball net thing, and some other stuff there, and it was just gone. They at least left my rack. I was thankful of that.
But that must have been.
And one bike helmet I think was left. It was like an old bike helmet.
It's almost like a scene out of like Grinch Stole Christmas. It's like one ornament is left. You're just like, geez Louise, folks.
And there's plenty of signs up there. We'll shout out my friend who owns Rap Jacks in Tacoma. He just put together and is delivering today a big sign that's going up there. Make it really clear. Hey, this is free for the kids.
For use.
And not for scrap metal.
I was asking about signage. Yeah,
I was wondering about that because I was thinking, like, is it possible that somebody just thought that this was actually free stuff? But the fact that they did it at 2 a.m., if you believed it was free, you do that at noon. You don't do that at noon.
And me having an auto repair shop, I get scrap metal people come by all the time, and they ask for it. If they're not sure, they ask for it. I've had people who actually, I would say probably 90% of the people that get sports equipment still come and ask for it, even though there's still a sign up there. They're like, "Are you sure I can have this?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, it's there for you." So, I just actually am on my way back from picking up a large donation. Got about 13 large bikes and 5 small bikes. My truck's loaded full of bikes out there right now.
Yeah, tell me what the response has been since the story got out there.
Quite a good response. The other day it was kind of like, whoa, like all of a sudden Amazon was at my house. And like multiple times, I'm like, what are they doing? And I go and I start opening these boxes. Well, on my Facebook page, I have an Amazon shopping list. People started just buying stuff, and I had no idea and shipping it. So I got tubes and
Brand new stuff.
Yeah, brand new, all just, yeah. So, and a lot of stuff for me to repair these bikes with, like a 48 pack of grips, bicycle tubes, patches, helmets, you know. And
what an amazing thing to the full swing of emotion that you're going through. You worked hard, you built it, the community's loving it. Some jerk Grinch comes in and steals everything, but then the silver lining to that is like the story gets out there and everybody wants you to succeed at this.
Yeah, and so my goal's not for my library to just blow up. I don't want my library to blow up. I want to see libraries blow up.
Yeah.
I want to see these every couple blocks around, just like we're seeing these book libraries.
That was my first thought too. Is what should people know if they want to do this in their neighborhood? What kind of couple words of advice to give
Don't put
folks?
up a free sign.
Good signage. It's great first step.
To start.
Can I cut in one quick other story?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
So 2 days later, or this was Saturday, I think it was maybe 3 days later, we're having a neighborhood yard sale, community yard sale. Everybody had a map. And we just had a couple boxes of stuff, and we decided to put it out for free. And there's some nice stuff out there, and I put a nice sign on there. It said, and I got caught in the words again, said free table, take what you need, please leave stuff for others, be kind. About 3 o'clock in the afternoon, brand new Toyota 4Runner, pulls right up, boxes everything up on the table, sets it on the ground, takes my table.
Perfect.
Takes your table.
I knew as soon as you said free table, I was like, I know where he's going.
People,
So,
you know better.
I'm like, come on.
I might make that mistake, though. I mean, people are really literal. Anytime I see stuff on the side of the road, I just assume it's a giveaway now.
So with all this, it's just, the new signage is just going to be a little bit better. Make sure everybody knows. I got some pretty high-end bikes that were donated to me. I'm not going to I think I'm going to just do some pictures and some social media. And so if people down in the Tacoma area, they do need a bike for their kid, and even like middle school, high school, I have some girls, boys bikes, and I'd like to just maybe hand donate those instead of put them all out.
And your hours of operation are what, 9 to 5?
You know what you might
Keep it business hours, can we, people?
Yeah.
So if people want to come over and use them, what's the policy? Somebody just comes up, uses it, returns it when they're done?
Just like a book library. I had a family that was walking by the other day, and they were like, "Oh, we're so thankful you were here because we're heading off on a bike ride, and my son can't find where he put his helmet." And I was like, "Hey, go down. I know Nate Bob's got one in the bin down there." And he came, grabbed one of the used helmets out of there. Boom. They went on the ride, came back, put it back.
Perfect.
It's then come grab a football, a basketball, play with it, take it to the park. Use it for a couple of days.
So many
keep
of
it
us,
if
too.
you want to keep it.
Anybody who has kids, you just accumulate so much of this stuff. I have 4 sons, and the amount of sports equipment, I literally can't even park a car in one part of my garage because it's just overflowing with stuff.
And there's so many kids out there that want that equipment and don't have a good basketball to play with.
So if anybody wants to donate, Nate, the location I have here, is that still work from your Facebook page, the location? Or where should we send people? Should we just send them to your Facebook page?
Yeah. So just go to Nate Bob Sports Library on Facebook, and there is I got some what do they call that? You post it to the top thing.
Pinned.
Yeah, some pinned posts there that kind of describe what if you want donations, what to do and where to leave those.
I'm looking at the Amazon list. Is there anything that you really would like people to focus on? Because there's a ton of different options on the Amazon list. What do you need?
I have a lot of bikes and no helmets to give out to these.
Helmets is what you need.
So helmets.
I would also recommend some Apple AirTags. Maybe just slide them under the seat, just so people can, just as long as people think that those bikes are going to be findable. That might help you.